Ooh, yeah. La, la. Yes, I am tired. As you can hear, it's been a bit of a rough time. I don't think that my voice is fully back yet, but I guess this is good enough. Maybe. I definitely don't think that I would be able to sing along very accurately, so I don't know. Maybe you guys might want to plug your ears or mute the stream or something, I don't know. But yeah, it's been a bit of a rough time. I won't lie, but hey, we're back and we're still alive. So I will use this opportunity to try and get back into the swing of things. And even offline, I'm still, slowly working on the videos and all of that. Trying to take care of myself, trying to recover. But yeah, I might be a bit more low energy today, but I will do my best to still be my normal self, essentially. So I hope you guys will bear with me. Yeah, I don't think there's too much left to say because I don't know how long this saga is gonna take me. It may or may not be the full 3 hours, we will see. But I think I will stop whenever we are done with this saga. So yeah, let's move along and hop on over to this scene. Yep, as you guys can see, we are at the end of the Wisdom Saga. Yay! No, well, maybe you guys can't actually see. Oop. Yeah, that's the end over there. But yeah, we are at the end of the Wisdom Saga, and we are about to move on into the Vengeance Saga, the second last one out of 9. I believe it was 9 sagas. So yeah, we are getting quite close to the end, and I think unfortunately this is at this point in time my least favorite saga, objectively, because it is unfortunately also the only one out of the 9 sagas that I actually have really any issues with. Like I can chalk out the rest of it to being, I don't know much about Greek mythology. I have done a bit more research, you know, throughout slowly getting through the musical, watching reactions, and also doing more research on my own while I am editing the past VODs that I have been slowly uploading one by one to the main music channel. Even then, the Vengeance Saga is still the only one I see. I'm not sure if I can really call it plot holes, but there are things that research will not help me. I just put it like that. Research will not answer these problems. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time, talking about the issues that I have. I will bring them up once we get into the individual songs. For now, yeah, we are back here. we are gonna get through this one together. And once again, I'll be watching it through uninterrupted once for the animatics and once more to focus on the music itself. So if you guys are all ready, buckle up and we will move on into saga number 8, the Vengeance Saga. It was so bright. Creo? I hope I pronounced that correctly. But that's a new animator. I think it's interesting how everyone gave Calypso like the dreads. I believe that's what the hairstyle is called. Or at least like really thick curls. That was not a good line to say. Oh. What's that flower supposed to be? My first thought was the Molly flower. It looks like some piece of paper they just washed up. Yep, and we have the non-diegetic choir again, because Calypso is a goddess. Interesting that it's male choir though, because she longs for a romantic relationship, I guess. I am surprised that Odysseus said that. And he made the raft. And whatever that was, tangling. Oh, right. Because she can't leave the island, right? Oh, and the dead flowers. That was kind of a sad song. I won't get into details about it, but I'm not condoning Calypso's actions, but there are emotions that she is portraying that I do understand, sadly. You know, particularly I guess at least the way that I see it, right? It's this feeling of longing for someone, and despite doing everything that she probably could think of that maybe Odysseus would like, trying really hard to get him to look her way, and still ending up not being enough. Yeah, I unfortunately understand that part. And again, it's not like I condone her actions, and there are lines she says that I do not agree with, especially the part where she says that, I'm paraphrasing a bit here, but like, I'm sorry if my love was too much for you. That was not a good thing to say. I will openly say that against her. Because ultimately, the things that she chose to do and the fact that she points her feelings towards Odysseus was her choice, and pushing that blame onto Odysseus is not correct. And yeah, but other than that, I've seen a lot of people saying that Calypso is very narcissistic, which maybe it's just because I don't understand the definition of narcissism, super clearly to debunk or disagree with what they're saying. But even then, I'm not sure I fully agree, because at least as far as I understand it, narcissism is a lot about, me, due to the fact that they have this overwhelming necessity for, what's the word? Validation. Validation and praise, and being put on a pedestal. Like, they just feel the need to be the best, essentially. That's probably not the best way to put it, but yeah, that's generally how I understand it. And so all of that generally ends up making the narcissistic person put all of the focus on themselves, which I feel like it's not what Calypso does here. Of course, there are parts where she does, try to turn the focus on herself, let me speak. I'm sorry if my love was too much for you. Why won't you love me? Why won't you love me too? All that kind of stuff. But then there's also a lot of the song where it's like, well, I guess you could argue and say that a lot of the other lines are what she is doing for Odysseus and why she thinks that, you know what? Yeah, I changed my stance on that. It is pretty narcissistic the way that she phrases things. You know what? I'm gonna stop rambling for a bit, and we go ahead and talk about the animatics. There were a few things I kind of noticed, although I was focusing more on the song and kind of relating to the emotions. Yeah, look at how Odysseus' eyes light up here. He looks so dead, so ragged. And the moment he hears that he can get out, his eyes immediately lights up, and he doesn't even look at Calypso. See, he's still not turning back at her. He barely even looks at her. See, brushing her hand off and all that. And the way that Creo brightens up Calypso's eyes to show that she is using her powers, for the flower. I'm still not sure what this flower is. I'm sure there's some kind of symbolism and relevance to Calypso specifically. I do not know about it, so I unfortunately cannot say anything, but I will do research when I am editing this video. And yeah, they're growing all over Odysseus, I guess, to kind of like surround him, trying to get him back in a sense. And yeah, this flashback to younger Calypso. It's interesting that her color also changes. Yeah, all of these flashbacks. Odysseus really isn't looking at Calypso at all, and you can see that she really does try to get him to look her way. And then I guess this is like a farewell basket, which I think is kind of nice. And yeah, I do find it relatable that Odysseus, he clearly feels bad, you know. It's I mean, I guess he doesn't exactly have a reason to feel bad. When you think of all of the things that Calypso did to him throughout the 7 years that he's on this island. Number one, she trapped him here effectively, and made a lot of forceful advancements on him and assaults him basically. So he really doesn't have a reason to feel bad. But like if we take all of that out of context, then well, no, maybe that's not. Because I was gonna say that it is understandable to feel bad that you cannot reciprocate feelings, but again, the things that Calypso does is not right, to say the least. Like, to put it very, very mildly, it's not correct. And yet, wait, there was one of the background images that I wanted to point out somewhere when it was focused on there you go. There's a smiley face. I don't know why I just saw that earlier. And I guess you can effectively say that it's kind of like in the shape of a heart if you trace it out like this, and also the shape of a pair of lips also, if you take this as like the gap between the lips, which again makes sense. Calypso just doesn't know how to love and does it all wrong. So yeah, with that said, I think we can move on to listening to the music once more, trying to figure out the little musical details, and yeah, just talk about the lyrics and the overall story. From the beginning, we already have Calypso's instruments, which is the handpan and the steel drum. I'm not entirely sure about the difference between these two instruments. But yeah, those are her instruments, and we don't hear the wop 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 yet. Anyway, come to think of it, I don't know if it actually appears in this song, because we have established that the wop 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 is only present for the goddesses. Maybe the gods, but I haven't noticed that yet. It's so far specifically for the goddesses. But yeah, we get Calypso's instrument, so we know that this is gonna be another Calypso focused song. Today, taking you away.
That you're not mine to save, and soon I won't get to see your face. So I came by to say, you're unlike anyone I have ever known.
You're unlike anyone I've ever known, which is a little bit literal, as far as I can tell. I do not know Calypso's lore. I haven't looked into that, so I don't know like how old necessarily she is. Um, but the fact that she has been trapped here on this island alone for a whole century, it's safe to say that she doesn't really know anyone else. And even if she does, that was a whole 100 years ago before she had any interaction with any living thing effectively. So, in a sense, Odysseus is the only person that she knows. And so it's a little bit ironic for her to say that you're unlike anyone I've ever known. Because at this point, who does she know? Oh, right, there. she she answered it herself. Odysseus is the only person that she has ever known, really.
And if I pushed you, or if I came on too strong, or if I ambushed you, for that I'll say I was wrong.
That is good, though. She does, at the very least, acknowledge that not everything she did was correct, and she does kind of apologize indirectly. She doesn't necessarily say I'm sorry, but she does admit that she was wrong at least. So that's something. It doesn't redeem her, but it's something.
And if you hate me, then I am sorry, my love's too much for you.
And like I said earlier, this line was not good at all. I do not like it. And yeah, I do not condone it. Because this is just Calypso pretty much like trying to push the blame onto Odysseus. I almost wanted to say that she's taking the blame off herself, but I think it's more correct to say that she's redirecting the blame towards someone else, which, again, it is not good, especially because she is in the wrong. Yeah.
But I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry
For loving you.
let me speak.
And then, yeah, just kind of telling him to shut up and let her go on her monologue, which is, in a way, it's understandable. She is very emotional and just wants to get everything out. But I would say that when you are in an emotional state, even though it is understandable that you just want to get your part out, uh, it will be good to let the other person chime in at least every once in a while, so that they actually have the chance, both of you have the chance to um, understand each other better, and yeah, just be more understanding of each other.
I spent my whole life here, was cast away when I was young, alone for 100 years.
And yeah, the whole 100 years thing,
Friends, but
I
the
had no
sky is sun.
friends.
So when you washed ashore, I thought for sure that you are my dream come true. I thought I knew.
And yeah, at this point, again, it was like I said, after we first watched through the whole thing, I will admit and agree that there is narcissism at play here. Um, how do I put this? It's probably gonna be a hot take, um, and also a potentially cancelable take. Um, but if you were to think from Calypso's perspective, right, she has not had any interaction or contact with any living being for a whole century. At this point, I would not be surprised that she doesn't know how to take someone else's feelings into consideration. She doesn't know how to maintain a healthy relationship. She doesn't know, um, or at least she would not be really any good at seeing from anybody's perspective but her own, because for a whole 100 years it has always been about me, 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 because there is nobody else, you know. So again, while her actions and the way that she went about doing things is, again, I will emphasize, not correct and does not make her a good person. I actually like her character and find the overarching emotions very relatable. Again, the whole thing of, maybe not, it is, at least to me, understandable that she wouldn't be good at interpersonal relationships. Um, So at least from her perspective, she is doing her best at trying to keep her relationship alive. Being fully delusional that um, maybe Odysseus would one day see her efforts and try to look her way. Uh, Maybe one day try to reciprocate her feelings and all of that. I do find that understandable, that whole unrequited feelings, and also just this whole thing of trying so hard, trying everything that you can, doing the best that you know how, and even after that tremendous amount of effort, you are still not enough. It is unfortunately relatable. Um, yeah, yeah, we'll continue.
So if I pushed you, or if I came on
And
too
yeah, you see the
strong,
lyrics is all, if I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this.
was wrong. And if you hate me, then I am sorry. My
And then
love's too
again,
much for
the
you.
redirecting of the blame.
But I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry for loving you.
And this line, I'm not sorry for loving you. It is, this is a bit of a tough song to listen to, especially right now. But I won't go into details. The This line of, not being sorry for loving you, I also understand that. I mean, yeah, there's no real reason to blame it on the other person for things not working out, and if they don't feel the same way, I definitely do not regret any of the people that I have looked at, um, and put effort into. I definitely do not regret any of it. Um, I don't regret the time spent. I do not regret the the effort and emotions poured into them. But it does still really suck that you can do so much and things still don't work out. It is incredibly painful. But it is also the unfortunate reality that can happen.
I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry. I'm angry and tired and restless and sad.
Yeah, I'm angry, tired, restless, and sad. Again, it is a painful thing, and a very emotional experience when you find out that all of your efforts feel like they amounted to nothing. And so, again, I do relate to her emotions, not her actions necessarily. I do not condone, basically kidnapping people and forcing yourself onto them. You can, admire them. You can put your effort towards anybody that you are interested in, but you have to understand that they are not obligated to return any of those feelings, any of that effort. They are not obligated to even be grateful for it. This is a choice that you make. And so, yeah, that is something that you have to keep in mind. It is your choice. You don't get to blame the other person. You can feel whatever emotions you want, really. But yeah, that is your choice. Of course, how the other person responds is up to them, but how you respond to your own actions that don't get reciprocated, that is on you. As tough as that might be to hear. So, yeah, which is why I said I don't regret any, even though it is an unfortunately painful kind of thing to experience, I do not regret any of it, because I chose to put in all that time and effort onto them. And yeah, they are not obligated to return it. And they are all still lovely people. So the best that I can do when things like this happen is wish them the best and just grieve on my own.
I'm stuck in the moments I swore that we had. I wish you would chase me or try to
Yeah,
embrace
I
me
wish
for
you would
once.
chase
I
me
wish
and
you would
embrace
lie
me,
instead.
and I wish that you would lie and tell me what I want to hear. Again, it is all things that I do understand, but like I said earlier, I am very, very surprised that Odysseus says this. That he does kind of tells her what she wants to hear. I'm not sure I understand why he did that. I mean, I guess you can say that he did spend 7 whole years with her, and when you spend, hours and hours, day and night of every single day for multiple years, you are bound to grow some kind of attachment, however weak it is. So maybe that's why, but I'm not sure I can really think of any good reason that Odysseus would ever say this. Because again, we have to take into account what Calypso has done in the last 7 years, keeping him trapped here, making forceful advancements on him, um, make. I know it's not the same, but she is making him cheat on Penelope that he's so loyal to, knowing that he is married to Penelope. So, yeah, I don't understand why Odysseus would ever say this.
You do, but not in the way that you want me to. I hate that I fell in love with you. Hate that I fell in love with you. Why did
Oh, and now there are female vocals in the choir.
what do I do with this love for you?
Oh yeah, I didn't mention this when going through the animatics part. This whole thing of her being chained down to this island, I really like that detail. It took me a few seconds to register what's going on, but I like that a lot because she cannot leave the island. What do I do with this love for you? How am I supposed to get over you?
Why in the world won't you love me too?
Why won't you love me too? Yep. Yeah. Again, that was a bit of a difficult song to listen to, especially right now. I unfortunately understand a lot of her lines in that song. But okay, that was Not Sorry for Loving You. I know I didn't exactly talk about the music itself all that much, but yeah, I just ended up relating to Calypso a lot regarding her emotions. So I hope you guys don't mind that, because I definitely got a little bit emotional there. But I'll keep myself together. We still have 4 more songs to go, and I spent well over half an hour on that. So yeah, with that said, we are moving on to the second song, where we are coming back to one of the community's favorite gods, Hermes. And you know what? I'll bring up my problems with the story whenever the points come up. So anyway, let's move on to Dangerous.
600 men,
600 deaths under my command.
'cause I had one
Goal in mind. Who's the animator for this one?
No fleet, no band.
Zero? Also another animator that we don't know. Oh! This is the brown colored Hermes that I know.
Hello, old friend. So you're the one who taught So, why are you here?
One last chance to make it back home and abandon caution. I like the movement on this one. It still keeps a lot of the sketch style to the general fandom's animatics, but there's a lot of movement in this, and I really like that. All on the line. I swear I've seen that stuff somewhere before. That design for it. Be dangerous.
Alright, I'm in. What do I do?
Chart the waters towards the sky. Oh, there's a North Star, no matter how far. The thing about the North Star, I will ask a question about that. Who is this though? There's no Cyclops. Get away with playing safe for this. You wanna get home, put it all on the line. Be the... Oh. Oh. My brain did not process that quickly enough. And the wind back. Those little clouds are so cute. The Winions. Must stop you by design. Get past Poseidon storm, and you'll never make it home. Oh, and we're back to the brown color. I saw a flash of Athena. I think that was Poseidon, maybe? There's a lot going on. Oh! Wait. I'm a bit confused about the visual there.
Thank you.
I'm not the one who fought for you.
And who? Good luck.
I like this Hermes. The design of him. He does look very, very young. But I guess they're gods, they can look however they want. But yeah, I do like how energetic and playful he is in this version. There are many things I would like to get back to talking about. We have the rough. I think that's generally on the later half. And yeah, again, just all these very fluid movements. I don't know how many frames that would be, because you can definitely see like the individual frames. Maybe it's drawn somewhere between 24 to 30 frames because it's just too smooth. And yeah, the thing with his little stuff here, I don't remember where exactly I've seen this. I'm gonna have to search up Google. But I've definitely seen the design somewhere before in some anime or maybe some game. I'm not entirely sure. And then gave Odysseus his sword. I like that they zoomed out over here just to show how big the place is. Because you know, the ocean is gigantic and covers up most of the Earth's surface. So yeah, it was a really nice play on perspective, just to show how big the ocean is, and especially because Hermes does say it is uncharted waters, so like that just makes it all the more scary. And yeah, I also like that they kept it empty when mentioning uncharted waters, because you don't know what's there. You just know there is gonna be a huge body of water because it's the ocean, but you don't know what's there. So there's no islands or rocks or even creatures really, because you don't know what's gonna be around. This part, follow the North Star. I do not understand it. Well, to be fair, the reason I said that I don't understand it is because I believe I mentioned this back in Keep Your Friends Close. The winds that Aeolus keep trapped are the winds of the north, south, and east, leaving the west wind that carries Odysseus's fleet back home. So over here, when Hermes says to follow the North Star, I assume he means to sail straight towards the North Star, which means that Odysseus would be sailing north, which doesn't make sense to me. Well, I guess then again, it depends on the geographical location of Calypso's island in relation to Ithaca. Does it? Yeah, it does. Because, yeah, I guess we can argue and say that Calypso's island is somewhere south of Ithaca, so following the North Star will bring it back home. Okay, you know what? I can buy that. And yeah, this thing with the Cyclops again, and with fangs this time. He also looks kind of hooded for some reason. I'm not sure who that is supposed to be. Oh yeah, and all of these. You have Hydras, which will be Scylla, and you have the Sirens, the mermaid version of Sirens, and you have Cyclops, who that's a really nice touch, who still has the club in his eyes. And then a shark, which I assume is Poseidon. And the whole octopus thing again, which until this point I still don't understand what the octopus has to do with Poseidon. I really need to look that up. And the wind back. The Winians! I want this plush so bad. Please, can someone make a plush of this version of a Winian? Make them super fluffy. And yeah, just fucking take my money. I would love a Winian plush like this and just squish them every night. Oh, they're talking about Poseidon Storm, and then there's the image of a storm at the back. I didn't notice that the first time. And then a lot of things over here as well. Yeah, there's a lot of frames. Yeah, you have Athena. Oh, it's young OD also. My whole life I've trained for this, showing Athena training young Odysseus. And then the transition with the, I believe it's an owl for Athena. Yeah. Whoop. The owl in the middle being the transition between young and current OD. Ah, And there, another really quick flash. How many frames is that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12. Yeah, it was a very quick flash. I almost don't believe that it was 12 frames. But anyway, yeah, I assume this is Poseidon, with the another ship in the back and the rough waves. I believe this is like a destroyed ship. This little triangle over here. And what's with the bird? Do we recognize that bird? Where is it? There you go. What is this supposed to be? An eagle? Maybe? Because if it's an eagle, then that would be Zeus. But it's kind of hard to tell what this is exactly. Oh. Oh, things are moving so fast. What is that? I cannot tell what it is. And then it turns into someone else. That Odysseus stabs. Oh no, and then now there's a big bird also. Oh yes, harpies! I wanted to ask about this because the ads are gonna start. I don't know if I can make it in time. Hold on, let me ban a bot. Yeah, I'm not sure why they're drawing harpies here, because the original sirens are harpies. So there usually wouldn't be a problem with the animator drawing a harpy right now. The problem comes when earlier on in the same song, they drew the sirens as mermaids. So I'm not entirely sure why they use both versions of the sirens. But it was really cool to see the appearance of RP. And Hermes just floating around.
Thank you. Don't thank me, friend. I'm not the one who fought for you. Then who? Good luck.
Yeah, he looks kind of cute like that. Just good luck. Yeah. That was the animatics for Dangerous. We're gonna listen through one more time for the music part. But the ads are gonna start, so I will run that a little bit early. So everybody, please go ahead and grab your drinks, go for a toilet break, do some stretching and all of that. And the stream will be paused for a couple of minutes. So I'll see you guys after the ads. Boop. Okay, yeah, it takes a bit for the ads to actually start. But yeah, we'll just take the time to chill for now. Do, 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 do. Oh. Yeah, I always have to turn on the aircon a little bit early. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who does that though. Like, turning on the aircon early. Because, I don't know, for me, it feels like it will be too hot if I switch it on right as I'm about to sleep, or even just a few minutes before. Like the room doesn't have enough time to cool down. And the thing with me sleeping with my aircon, right, is that I need it pointed at my bed. Like, okay, can I kind of show this with my mouse? I think you guys can maybe see my mouse over here. So like, let's say my bed is lying down over here. My aircon is like kind of right above it, and blowing down at it. And the weird thing is that that flap thingy of my aircon, it pulls itself back upwards after right about an hour of turning it on or really adjusting any settings on it. And I have no idea why, but when that flap thingy pulls up and the wind stops coming to my bed, it gets really hot. So I have to switch it on a lot earlier. Oh, and there's something that I want to try with it. Give me a second while the ads are running. It's just a personal experiment that I'm doing with my own aircon. I'll see how that one works. Because I mentioned that the flaps will pull itself back up. I don't know how far back up it pulls. So what I'm doing right now is that I pushed it all the way down as far as it can go, and then see if when it comes back up, if it will be at the perfect position. Anyway, the ads are over. We can go ahead and listen to Dangerous one more time. And then, yeah, we can talk about the musical stuff. Let's go. 600 men. Aha. Oh, there's already things to talk about. Number one, the guitar. We are using an acoustic guitar right now because Odysseus is vulnerable, sad, and all that stuff. Not in battle mode, clearly. And 600 men. We are going back to full speed ahead. And then there's a cool detail over here. 600 men. 600 deaths under my command. I had one goal in mind. And just silence. Because back in... It should have been full speed ahead. Because it's like... yeah, the line would be 600 men, something with one goal in mind, which is what Odysseus says here. Again, this is like a callback to that song, because I have one goal in mind, and it should have followed with make it back alive to our homeland. But this time it is in complete silence, because the part of make it back alive to our homeland, that part specifically is sung by the crew. But right now, at this point in the story, the crew is all dead. Odysseus is completely alone right now, so there is no one to sing that line for him. There is no one to sing make it back alive to our homeland. Only Odysseus is here right now, like diegetically in this scene. So that was a very, very cool detail to put in.
I had one goal in mind.
Make it back to life, to our homeland.
No fleet, no band.
And like he says, no fleet, no band.
That I made by hand.
Because no one's with him right now.
My homeland. All you have to do is not open this bag.
And we already bring back to keep your friends close. All you have to do is not open this bag.
Hermes? Hello, old friend. So you're the one who talked to Calypso. Why are you here?
And yeah, you also get Hermes instruments here, as or he likes to describe as harp and arps. Right now you're hearing just the arps in the back with the synthesized plugs.
So you're the one who talked to
Final option. One last chance. Oh man, abandon caution. Away. Wash it away like the blood your hands have known because of all the people he has killed. You know, number one with the Trojan War, and then you have STNX, who is the baby at Troy, and then you have Polyphemus, and then after that, I guess you can technically argue that the people who died because of Polyphemus and Poseidon are also because of Odysseus's actions. And then you have, I think after that it was all the way up to the Sirens, where he finally actually kills someone, and then to the crew that he sacrifices in Scylla. Yeah, and then the rest of the 42 people on Helios Island. So yeah, there is a lot of blood on his hands that is now physically washed away.
I know if you dance with fate, then I know you'll enhance your state. If your plan's so great, then why'd you wait to say it?
And then let's dance. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why this whole song feels like something I've heard on the radio somewhere before. Would it be... I guess the first group that comes into mind would be The Weeknd. This feels like something that they would make, really. I haven't listened much to their music because I'm not a big fan of pop. But yeah, it does feel like something that they would make.
If your plan's so great, then why'd you wait to say it? Well, it's
a little bit dangerous, my friend. Oh yeah, remember how I mentioned earlier that it was just the ups? Right now, when the beat comes in, there is a harp now, but it is very, very quiet in the background.
Well, it's a little bit dangerous, my friend. You need a mindset change.
Over here.
You cannot get away with playing safe.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, the harp is not very present. Yeah, every time he goes dun 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 dun, the harp also comes in dun 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 dun. I got the note wrong, but you know, forgive me. I'm still a little bit sick. Get home, put it all on the line. I'm not sure why Hermes even has to say that. Nah, I guess it makes sense. Because I was gonna say, you know, Odysseus has already put a lot on the line during his journey back home, but he was always interest, like, of course, getting himself back home was his top priority, but there was always a part of him that is trying to make sure that as many people on his fleet also goes back with him. That's why he was so devastated when he actually lost people on in Polyphemus's cave, because like that was a big thing that he was prideful about, right? That he led 600 people to war and not a single one died. So that fucked him up. And then, he was also devastated when Poseidon kills off however many other ships that were with him in his fleet. And then on Circe's island, he was also trying to get everyone to go with him, despite them making a mistake and getting turned into pigs. So yeah, and then even after the Underworld saga, when he embraces the whole monster personality, and goes through Scylla's lair and sacrifices 6 people, he could have not cared so much, really. He still went with the minimal amount of sacrifices, which ultimately, the more people he has, the higher chance he has of going home. So you could say that it was the most rational decision for his top priority. But yeah, the way that I see it, there has always been a secondary priority of getting as many people as he can back. But right now, since he's alone, he can just fuck it, YOLO.
Alright, I'm in. What do I do?
First up, uncharted waters.
Just look towards the sky, follow the North Star, no matter how far. I already answered the North Star thing on my own, so we can move past that.
You go and you keep on rolling. When strangers look
To
around
the aisle. Stranger looks around the aisle. I do not understand that. I mean, it could be, just a general warning, or it could be a cut song, or anything like that. But after this, he doesn't meet anyone else but Charybdis and Poseidon. So I'm not entirely sure who this stranger on the aisle is supposed to be.
when danger greets you with a smile. Fight your way through, do what you must do.
Find your way through, do what you must do.
Moving, it's gonna be dangerous, my friend. You need a
And yeah, he keeps going on about the danger ahead and stuff like that. Which, now that I think about it, I'm actually kind of hoping to be able to hear the danger is nearby motif somewhere in the mix here, but that's probably asking for too much because there is no danger actually nearby. But yeah.
dangerous, my friend. You need a mindset change for this. You cannot get away with playing safe for this. You
Cannot get away with playing safe, put it all on the line. You're the main for this. You try to treat it like it's the main event. I get home, run it all on the line, dangerous. Now the harp is a lot more prominent. And the windbag. I don't personally have a problem with the windbag making a second appearance here. What I do have a problem with, though, when does he say it? No mortal can pass Poseidon's storm. So he's insinuating that inside this windbag contains Poseidon's storm. But what does that even mean? Why does Poseidon have a storm? He doesn't have control over the weather. What does this mean? I mean, I guess you could relate this all the way back into Ocean Saga, uh, the song Storm, because in Ruthlessness, there is a part that the trumpet plays subtly in the background uh, when Poseidon is talking about, you could have avoided all this, and then you hear the trumpets in the background going ba 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 ba, and that is supposedly insinuating that the whole the whole rough waves in the song Storm is divine and caused by Poseidon. So Poseidon does have the ability to create a storm? Is that a stretch? I don't know. I guess that is the explanation that I have to go through with for now. It's back and you'll never make it home. Home.
Don't you know that danger is my
And then here, I am finding it interesting that he starts it with acoustic guitar, although palm muted and strummed really quickly. But yeah, it is acoustic guitar for now, and then I believe the electric guitar comes in like another 2 or 3 measures after this. You guys can see my hand, I don't know why I'm doing it. Yep, and then the electric guitar comes in. Both the acoustic and electric guitars are here though. Yeah, I couldn't hear what the electric guitar was playing.
Thank you.
I don't think I was necessarily following what Odysseus was singing. No, it's following the sins. Yeah, it's just doubling and backing up the sin.
Thank you.
Hey friend, I'm not the one who fought for you.
Who? Good luck.
And yeah, that was very, very cheeky of Hermes to not reveal that it was Athena who fought for Odysseus' release. Because who was the one that Odysseus called out for? Athena! So again, very, very, very cheeky of Hermes to not tell him, which... I'm wondering if it would have been better for Odysseus to know or not know. I was kind of comparing it. But I guess story-wise, it is more interesting that Odysseus never knows. And so, yeah, that was dangerous. Yeah, I like Hermes. It's although it's not my favorite song or like my favorite genre kind of music to listen to. It was nice and I enjoyed it. It's just not something that I would put on repeat, unfortunately. Just personal taste. But yeah, with that said, we can move on to song number 3, where we meet Charybdis. I'm very interested to see how the animator draws her. I don't know who it's gonna be, but yeah, I think it is from this song onwards where I really start having at least little issues with the saga. Give me a moment. Yeah, okay. I am ready. Let's go. Okay, so they are going with the worm. Is this? It's not GG. Rosarix, we are getting so many new animators. Okay. I will leave the nitpicking to after we watch for the first time. Is he tying to a tree, maybe? No? What is that? Oh. Or maybe it's not like a full-on worm. It has almost fish-like features. Oh, pros can attract prey. Is he gonna hang on a tree? No? Oh. What? Oh, there's a tree! Let's go! I was gonna have an issue if he just like kind of face tanks the whirlpool. I am surprised that the Ruff makes it though, which is another thing I'm gonna nitpick about. I guess it is quite destroyed. It's just like barely functionable. Functional, not functionable, that wasn't even a word. And he's bleeding today. Penelope. I love the sound effect. The transit. Oh, I see news. The logo at the bottom there. And I notice her art style. But alright, that was Charybdis. From the beginning, we can see that, you know, what was the name of the animator this time? Rosarix, right? Rosarix? I'm gonna go with Rosarix. But yeah, they decided to go with... Oh, I like that the name is red also. But yeah, it seems like they went with the interpretation of Charybdis being the worm-like monster. Yeah. I have shown basically the same picture in... God, which song was it? I know I put this picture in one of the videos so far. Full Speed Ahead. Yeah, it's not the distance, it's what lies in between. The animator back then has the flashes of Scylla, Charybdis, and the Cyclops. Although for Charybdis is a lot more low key because they drew from the perspective of inside Charybdis' mouth. But anyway, I definitely put up a picture that was very simple. That's basically just like how Rosarix drew it here. So that was nice to see. And also another new interpretation of Odysseus. That's nice to see. He's a lot less ragged though, which I was kind of hoping that he would keep that aesthetic. But oh well, it is a different animator, so it's fine.
So if you don't have much to say, then
Oh, I guess I might as well talk about it again in this part. The thing with Charybdis, right? I was supposed to say this after we first watched through this song, but I am quite sad um, with how Charybdis was treated in this musical because there's just not enough. Uh, like Charybdis is supposed to be one of the major obstacles in the Odyssey. Like her name is famous enough for someone who doesn't know anything about Greek mythology to know of her name. So she's supposed to be a very big obstacle, and also is part of the real life race between Scylla and Charybdis, or at least more commonly known as between a rock and a hard place. Because I believe Scylla in real life is supposed to be a rocky place, and then Charybdis has a lot of whirlpools in this like relatively narrow strait. So sailors who happen to pass by has to choose between one of them, one of the lesser of two evils, effectively, or like the less dangerous of two big dangers kind of thing. So yeah, I just don't feel like Charybdis really had any presence at all in this musical, because if we take a look at the three big monsters so far, right? Polyphemus, Scylla, and Charybdis now. Polyphemus had not only. Polyphemus has a whole saga named after him, or like referencing him, and the encounter with him was in three full songs. From the song Polyphemus, and then Survive, and then Remember Them. And then he even comes back up in the Ocean Saga with Poseidon mentioning him. So Polyphemus has a huge impact on the story. And then when we finally get to Scylla, she does only have one song, but at least in that song, there was more than enough to really show like how scary and dangerous Scylla can be, because that was the first monster creature that Odysseus doesn't fight against. He just tries to speed his way through, and then also has to sacrifice people and all of that. And then, there's also the incredible job that KJ Birkenhauser, I believe that's her name, the singer. She does an incredible job at voicing Scylla, and the lyrics and all of that really just portray Scylla as this super dangerous thing that you just don't fuck around with. And then we get to Charybdis, where she unfortunately not only gets the second shortest song in the entire musical. Like the only song shorter than this one is Will Be Fine back in Wisdom Saga, and even then that was only 8 seconds shorter. So it's not that much of a difference. And as if the song for Charybdis wasn't already short enough, uh, she barely lasts half the already short song. So like there's not enough to flesh out the character of Charybdis, which I feel kind of sad about. I feel like she could have been a bigger influence maybe. But then again, I guess it's not like Odysseus ever like truly confronts Charybdis. Uh, the 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 half a song that she appears in the whole musical basically sums up at least what I know of the encounter Odysseus has with her. So maybe it's a bit of a tough ask to flesh out Charybdis more. I just wish that uh, she at least got the full song to exist in. Uh, yeah, there's just not enough to remember about Charybdis in the musical, and I'm sad about that. Yeah. Oh, right, and then the thing about her appearance, because when Odysseus mentioned this, right? So if you don't have much to say, I just wanted to bring up again that there are many interpretations of Charybdis. Some people say that, at least if we compare it to real life, she is just a personification of whirlpools, really. So she quite literally cannot say anything, which then makes this line kind of redundant because she cannot speak. She's not a living thing. But in certain interpretations, she is this giant worm-like creature, a circular worm with a whole array of teeth inside. So maybe even then she also cannot speak. Or there are also interpretations where she is a humanoid, kind of like Sela, really. But she got cursed to the bottom of the ocean and forced to repeatedly swallow and regurgitate the water endlessly. So again, even in that interpretation, she also wouldn't be able to speak really. So yeah, this line in particular is just a problem for me. It doesn't need to be there.
Don't have much to say, then oh, bring it on. I'm not dying here, I'm still fighting here. I'm holding on till
And
I beat it.
yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that Charybdis has a fin here. I'm not sure I noticed that in any of her drawings, really. Because, yeah, over here she's like a wormfish thing. And then, yeah, the whirlpool. And again, for a moment, I thought that the Rosarix kind of had a stroke there. Rosarix, I thought they were gonna draw Odysseus kind of face tanking the whirlpool, head on, which I'm glad they didn't do. Because I believe it is also in the original, in Homer's Odyssey, he actually latches onto a tree nearby and just waits for Charybdis to spit the water back out. Which again, they do actually mention even in this very short encounter that Charybdis does have to spit the water back out, or she cannot just endlessly swallow water. Like her stomach is not a bottomless hole. So yeah, part of her curse is that she has to spit all of the water back out. And yeah, so I'm glad that Rosarix included the tree here. And then he shoots the arrow there. But yeah, then there's the thing about the Wrath. I don't understand how the Wrath made it out, because as far as I imagined it, it was Odysseus just hanging on the tree. But then I guess is the rope tied to the mast of the Wrath?
Nothing left. I'm holding on till
Oh yeah, and then there's that. What is this? Why? Why flash this when he's singing I'm holding on? Who is this? Is that supposed to be like Monster Odysseus? Because I see blood everywhere. I'm not sure. I don't understand this short frame over here.
on till I'm in the clear, till I'm out of here.
Okay, yeah, he does tie the string to the arrow, which I'm not sure how I feel about one singular arrow being able to pull the entire raft, but okay. And yeah, the water comes right out. And then he sees Ithaca, finally. But yeah, I'm glad that at least Rosaric showed that the raft itself is quite badly messed up. So there's something at least. And yeah, just showing that Odysseus is also quite badly hurt. Yeah! Roam. And we see the trident, we know who's coming. But yeah, that's about it for the animatics. I will listen to the music one more time. But honestly, I'm not sure if there's a whole lot to talk about for the music, because it's so short. But alright, let's go ahead with that. That is something that we mentioned a number of times already, the brass section. Even back in the Ocean Saga, I mentioned that the brass in general is related to the rough waves, at least in my interpretation of it. So I'm glad that it made the comeback over here for Charybdis. And then also the intro for it with the, I want to say it's strings, but it's very dissonant and just it's like a riser. So it's like a very unsettling kind of introduction to Charybdis as well. Because again, she's supposed to be a very dangerous and scary entity in the story. Oh, and you hear the electric guitar already, even before here. Ba 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 ba.
You must be who Hermes mentioned.
You must be who Hermes mentioned. Hermes did not say a fucking thing about Charybdis. Why is this line here? We just went through Dangerous, and I will not lie, I have been listening to the whole of the Vengeance Saga during the entire time that I wasn't streaming, just so that I can try to find, you know, missing pieces of the music that I might have missed, because again, this is my objectively least favorite saga, and the only one that I have actually any actual problems with. Hermes does not mention Charybdis? Why is this line here? Why? The most is that like we have just gone through, the Hermes says that maybe there are strangers lurking around the isles, or that there are dangers ahead, but there was no explicit mention of Charybdis anywhere in the entire musical besides from the title of this song. It is not, she is not mentioned anywhere within the musical itself. So I don't know where Odysseus grabbed this line out of his ass, but I have a problem with it.
A monster here to block my way.
Hermes does not mention about a monster.
I'd like to hurry up and end this. So if you don't have much to say,
And then, yeah, what I mentioned earlier, if you don't have much to say, in all of the interpretations of Charybdis, she does not speak at all. She cannot.
then oh, bring it on. I'm not dying here, I'm still fighting here. I'm holding on till I see it through, till I've beaten you.
I do like that I'm kind of hearing two different electric guitars. One of it being the chugging one, dum 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 dum, and the other one kind of following Odysseus's lead as he sings.
See it through till I've beaten you.
And then this whole whale-like sound, I believe we heard that in the Ocean Saga as well. Somewhere. Probably somewhere in Luck Runs Out, after the windbag gets open. I feel like we hear at least very low animal-ish sounds. Over here it's, I believe, quite clearly whale sounds.
I already know your
And then,
tactics when you
ow.
attack with whirlpools that attract prey. But I see a disadvantage, cause I don't even have to kill you. I just have to avoid you. See if you don't spit it out soon. All that water will destroy you. Oh, bring it on till you're
And yeah, again, I don't hear the danger motif for some reason. As much as I would like to hear it, I think here makes a lot of sense for it to be around, but I'm not sure I hear it at all. So I don't know. Could it be because Odysseus doesn't even see this as danger at all? Because he knows that he doesn't actually need to fight Charybdis at all. He does explicitly mention that, like, I don't even have to kill you, I just have to avoid you. So maybe he genuinely doesn't even see Charybdis as danger, and that's why the danger motive isn't around.
all that water will destroy you. Oh, bring it on till you're out of breath, till there's nothing left.
And then there's also the drums coming back here.
Till I'm in the clear, till I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, and this is something that is a little bit similar to Storm also. When over here he sings, oh, Storm. It's a bit of a connection there. And then the other thing is that I haven't mentioned yet. The song is once again in odd timing, one of the very few. The first one, I believe, would be from Storm, because that song is in 7/4, but over here is in 5/4. So yeah, it's just that irregularity, even in the time signature itself, that kind of helps with the image of rough waves, you know. And then acoustic guitar, because now he finally sees home. He's relieved. He's no longer in battle mode.
I've reached it. My wife and son are past these shores. Holding on, I am almost there.
And then you hear strings come in because he's thinking about Penelope.
Hold on, I am on my way. I'll be there today.
But like, you really do hear the longing in Odysseus's voice. Like, finally, after so long, I see my home, you know? I like that you can actually hear it in his voice. Penelope. And again, Penelope's motif.
What?
And then yeah, here you hear the waves, and also the low like bassy growl like sound, the warm, which is also present when Poseidon is about to make his previous appearance in Keep Your Friends Close. And yeah, you also hear that desperation in his voice. No! But yeah, that is it for Charybdis. Again, it is unfortunately very short, so there isn't a whole lot to talk about. And unfortunately, Charybdis just doesn't leave a very strong impression. There's not a whole lot to, even musically, to remember her with. So I'm not sure if she's gonna get reference to in a song that we will get into in the Ithaca saga. But I will do my best to listen closely again when the time comes. But with that said, we have 2 more songs to go. At least this next song is one that I actually like. And probably, I guess I won't say that it's the only one that I don't have a problem with, but anyway, I do actually like this next song. So if you guys are all ready, let's go ahead and meet Poseidon for the second time. Let's go. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, his wrath is broken.
There you are.
Coward. I love his voice. Oh, that is very nice. I like that.
I've been waiting for this
And his broken wrath.
for the perfect
No, those
time to
those are the broken ships.
when you're home so close and you've reached your coast.
That's when our paths collide. I've got a reputation.
I've got a name to uphold, so I can't go letting you up.
Oh, I like how scary the Pegasus is.
Now get in the water.
Get in the water. I love the way he says it.
Or I'll raise the tide so high.
And his claw water hand. Are those the... Oh, those are the dead crew in his waters.
Get in the water. Stop this, please. I'll make tidal
And yeah, he
waves
intentionally brings all of the shipwreck here just to remind Odysseus. Get in the water. Oh, Why does he look like that? More than enough. Get in the water. Who are these? I don't think those are the Lastragonians. Because it's supposed to be giants. Maybe. Aren't you tired, Poseidon? It's been 10 years. How long will this go? The world's hurting from losses, so why not leave this year and just go home? I'm surprised those water beings don't just stab me. Oh! The short flash of Polyphemus. No. Ah, and Polyphemus's eyes. Oh boy. And again, the whole octopus thing. I think I saw a flash of Polyphemus again. Oh, and into the shape of the trident. Oh shit, it actually stabs him. It is incredible that he actually lives after this. Polities and harvest is fast and always say your heart. Oh, this. Please pull him down. Please pull him down. Yes! Yes! No, why they let go? Why they let go? But thank you, Neo, for drawing that the souls pull him down exactly how I imagined it. I'm happy. I see why Neo is so popular. But yeah, that was Get in the Water. This is another one of my another one of the songs that is quite high up there. It's not so much the song itself that it's not something that I would normally enjoy as a song. But it's just like that raw emotion in Poseidon's voice telling Odysseus to get in the water. Especially in context that is the way that I believe the singer is called Steven Rodriguez. Yeah, I really like the way that he's able to capture Poseidon's feelings and emotions and this raw aggression that he has towards Odysseus. Yeah, so yeah, I really enjoyed that. And yeah, the beginning of the raft gets broken, so I'm not sure where Neil is portraying Odysseus to be right now, because it just looks like a random rock and not exactly on Ithaca. So again, I'm not sure where Odysseus is supposed to be for this rock.
There you are.
Coward. And this... Oh, it is so good! That is fucking terrifying. And again, it's a good thing that Neil was also the animator back in Ruthlessness for Poseidon's previous appearance in the musical. Back in Ruthlessness, they drew the Pegasus to be very... Like, you can actually see that it's a horse-like creature. I believe it's supposed to be a Pegasus, or, you know, they look like horses. You get what I mean? They are very clearly horses, but right now, they just look like some kind of almost deformed horse. They barely even look like a horse, to be honest. And it just makes it all the more terrifying to look at, because it's like a melted horse almost. And then this detail of Poseidon bringing back the and the scary horse again. That is terrifying. But yeah, the detail of bringing back the shipwreck that Poseidon caused the last time they met each other. Incredible. And then this, the dead crew members, they're just floating in the waters because their bodies are still in the ocean thanks to Poseidon. And yeah, again, this whole image of it being like a melted kind of horse-like creature, it is scary, as he should be right now. And yeah, it just like almost chomps him, and then it turns into Poseidon's hand. Raise the tide so high. And then again, the dead bodies. And I guess you can interpret it two ways in this, in this particular line, because originally, you would think of them as the dead crew, but right now in this particular line, all of Ithaca will die, since these people are so like almost unidentifiable. You could imagine them to be, what the people of Ithaca will look like after Poseidon is done.
Wait.
And then yeah, again, the another returning detail is that the shipwreck is in Poseidon's hair, and now that entire thing is surrounding Odysseus here. Look at him, he looks puny.
Get in the water. Stop this.
Please.
I'll make tidal waves so
And you're raising the tidal waves.
your wife and your
And yeah, I don't know who this is supposed to be. Is that supposed to be like a smaller Poseidon? Like a water clone of him? Because they do also have the tridents, I think. Or maybe it's not a trident. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess those aren't tridents. They don't even look like pitchforks. It's just like a large scalpel? Spear, maybe? Yeah, that looks like a... At least this looks like the shape of a spear to me. These look like a scalpel. So, a strange choice of weapons. But I still don't know who they are supposed to be. They could be the Lystragonians, but I thought they were supposed to be giants. I could be wrong though, because I guess they were never mentioned in the musical. Poseidon holding onto the medallion that is supposed to represent Polyphemus, and then this shift into Polyphemus actually hugging Poseidon with the blinded eye, and just kind of soothing him.
I can't.
Yeah, just this view of them, Polyphemus looking a little bit more like a child here, because I think he's supposed to be young, maybe, or at least the youngest. I don't know his actual age, but yeah, it really looks like a father just kind of soothing his child, which is kind of sad to see. Polyphemus was just existing, you know? No. And the flash of Polyphemus' missing eye. And he just disappears here. He just melts away. I barely noticed that. But yeah, he completely melts away. And then the waves come up. And then this whole blue eyes thing is so cool. I see a pond. And again, another octopus reference. I really need to figure out what that means. And a new form with the scary horses. Die! Oh, I want to see that sort of impact frame-ish thing. Oh no, it was... Ah, I was right! There is a flash of Polyphemus. And then yeah, I believe this is the water... Or maybe not. I thought... Yeah, the ads... I guess I will push back over here. And yeah, as usual, I do need to go and brush my teeth and everything. So I will be right back. Whoop. Whoop. I'm alive. Yay. Okay, where did I stop? Oh yeah. This whole thing with the this pillar of water pulling Odysseus up. I thought it was this water, but I guess you just can't see where Odysseus is. It would have been kind of cool if the water that was surrounding Odysseus turns into the trident that Poseidon was holding. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the trident actually does stab Odysseus, although I shouldn't be, because Poseidon is trying to kill Odysseus. But the reason I am surprised is just how does Odysseus survive this? Because I guess in my mind, right, I didn't, for some reason, I just didn't picture the trident coming out and stabbing Odysseus. I thought he died, he almost dies with the waves crashing down onto him and basically pulling him into the ocean. Not a trident stabbing him straight through the chest. Maybe not true, but like still into the chest, which is more than deadly enough. So it's just a different interpretation that I had. And then yeah, because he is almost dying here, you can see like the blood coming out of his mouth, understandably, and then his eyes like rolling back. And then he starts seeing the dead people that he knows. You see Polites, and then you have Eurylochus, and then Anticlea also, her hand on his heart. That's a really nice touch with her line here, I'll stay in your heart. And then the other crew members. The other crew members, they're pulling him down. I like that. This is exactly how I imagined it. Like, and this is also something that Tiresias prophesies, right? I see you draw your final breath. So yeah, over here, Odysseus really nearly dies, and so I was picturing like he starts hallucinating all of the dead people that he saw in the underworld, and they're all trying to pull him down into the underworld, kind of. So yeah, I really like this. With that said, I think we can move on into the music part, and then we shall move on into the last song because we don't have that much time left. Let's go. No. It almost sounds like a piano here. But I like that the distortion in the guitar here almost sounds like a replacement for the waves.
There you are.
And then falls into silence just to focus on Poseidon's voice.
Coward.
Oh yes, and this was something that I wanted to mention also, because earlier on in this stream, when I was mentioning that that wop 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 sound effect only being for goddesses, this is why I thought it wasn't only for goddesses, because it does appear for Poseidon over here. It's not quite the same, and it is also kind of backed by the brass section also going pa 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 pa, and like this triplet pa 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 and pa 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 pam.
I've been waiting for this moment.
And I love just how threatening this whole thing sounds. The low brass also.
And you've reached your coast.
Brum, 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 brum.
Reputation.
And the trumpets.
To uphold, so
It's very far back in the mix, but it is accompanying Poseidon's lead here.
I've got a name to uphold, so I can't go letting you walk
Else the world forgets I'm cold.
Now get in the water.
Yeah, I like how Jorge actually decides to pull back on the instruments when Poseidon says get in the water, because it just gives this sense of like barely restrained aggression and anger, like hostility, and yet it still sounds just as dangerous, really.
Now get in the water.
Because it could have easily been like, get in the water, you know. But that's not what he does. Get in the water, which is a really nice touch.
I'm cold. Now get in the water. Get in the water.
Dum, dum.
Or I'll raise the tide
So high, all of Ithaca will die. And at this point, Odysseus doesn't actually know what's going on Ithaca, so he's still thinking that, this is his peaceful homeland that he left 20 years ago, and he does definitely want to protect it, And also, especially if you think about the fact that Penelope and Telemachus are also supposed to be on Ithaca. So if all of Ithaca dies, they also die, which then, brings out his sense of hopelessness.
Get in the water. Wait. Get in the water.
Stop this, please.
I'll make tidal waves so profound.
And then here,
Your wife and your
Poseidon directly threatens Penelope and Telemachus. Because again, that is the whole point of why Odysseus is trying to make it home. He's not even trying to make him back to Ithaca specifically. He is direct. He has always been quite direct that he's not going back to Ithaca, he is going back specifically to Penelope and Telemachus, his family, basically.
son will drown. No! Get in the water!
Yeah, and that's why he gets a lot more desperate there, because instead of all of Ithaca will die, his whole purpose of trying to get back home is in danger now.
Both your wife and your son will drown. No! Get in the water!
And now the get in the water becomes very aggressive. All of the aggression is let out, and the instrument follows that. Bam, ba, 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 ba.
Your wife and your son will drown. No!
Get in the water. Get in the water.
Don't mistake my
My threats for bluff. You have lived more than enough. In the water. In the water. It's just a bop. Aha! I'll take your son and gouge his eyes. Exactly what Odysseus did to Polyphemus. And now Poseidon wants to exact the exact same revenge onto Telemachus. Choose to die, and Lord, hurt you. Tired Poseidon, it's been 10 years. How long will this go? We're both hurting from losses, so why not leave this year and just go home? And the trumpets become the focus here. And you can still hear the waves in time with the music. No. But yeah, I really like how the sound of the waves actually accompany as almost like replacements for the percussion, because they are in time really, and they can kind of take the place of like a kick drum maybe, or like very hard-hitting toms. Doom. Die. Dum dum dum. And just the drums being so aggressive. Oh, I didn't even notice. The animatic is finally mentioned here. Shit, the title is blocking it. Larita Meow. I hope I pronounced that right. Yeah, new anime. Oh wait, wasn't this by Neo? Oh wait, I didn't even notice. So after it's specifically the underwater part, I guess Neo kind of hands it over to someone else. I somehow did not notice that. Oh, and there's also the Cyclops eye on the trident itself. And yeah, the sounds just tell you that Odysseus is now underwater. You can hear the blobbing of all the bubbles underwater. And then also the way that all of the dead people come back here just kind of tells you how close Odysseus is to death. And of course they bring back the three important characters to Odysseus here, and of course the crew as well. Waiting, waiting up. I love the waiting motif so much. But yeah, that was it for Cat in the Water. It's my favorite song in this whole saga. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did as well. So that's it. We are on to the final song of the saga. And unfortunately, the biggest reason why I have a problem with the saga to begin with. But we'll see how the animatic does it. So for now, we shall go ahead and watch the animation for 600 Strikes. Let's go. You recognize this? It's not Gigi Zimena. Oh no, Duvet. Okay. Wait, but we haven't seen Duvet's version of Odysseus yet. He almost looks like Antinous here, I'm not gonna lie. It's oh, and the red name finally comes back. I didn't actually pay attention to if the name actually turns red before in the saga so far. We comrade, one of our friends. Who was slaughtered by your hands? I mean, it's cool that it's really action-packed, really. And that's how Odysseus gets a hold of the trident.
You idiot. Can't you see? You sealed your fate just to beat
me.
You released my
And the trumpet. It's your one way home.
Now you'll never get back.
Oh, I like the red eyes because it's very monstrous right now.
Or what? You can't kill me.
Exactly. Hehehe. He's the one threatening now.
Wait. How does it
Feel to be helpless.
How does it
Feel to no pain.
I watch my friends die at
Ah,
crying as they were
I love the way Poseidon sounds here for some reason. Suffer enough.
You didn't stop when I begged you. Told me to close my
You
said the world
myself. Ah, and it turns red also.
apart. All right. Please.
But yeah, even with the
Everything you've done, how will you sleep at night? Next to my wife.
alright, that was the end of the Vengeance Saga. And Sinner, welcome back. Can I please have more ads, please? Like an hour's worth. I don't think I can play that many ads. Not that I don't even want to anyway. I think 3 minutes is more than enough. Hey, welcome back. Glad to have you back. We are nearing the end of the stream, unfortunately, but I do still have a lot of yapping and, frankly speaking, complaining to do about this song in particular. Even with the help of the animatic, the best that it did for me, right, is just show how Odysseus got a hold of the trident. But everything apart from that is a problem for me. This is undoubtedly my least favorite song in all of the musical. At least story wise, right? The music itself is okay. Not totally something that I would jam to. But story wise, it has many problems for me. But first of all, I think we can go over the animatics first, right? I don't think I was paying a lot of attention to it. Already a problem here. He opens the wind bag to get out of the water, but somehow doesn't release the storm. Doesn't make sense to me. But something I do like though is that how Duvet draws Poseidon looking so evil almost. With the dark shadow over the eyes. I don't know if it's shown here. No, it's probably towards the end. Yeah, like over here, the like really dark shading over his eyes, generally used to like make someone look kind of evil almost. So yeah, and then Poseidon also has a really sharp teeth, like a shark. I like that. Yeah, like the really sharp teeth and the very narrow pupils. everything about Poseidon just looks so evil. But I guess at this point he is kind of deranged. He has been waiting for 10 whole years to try and get back at Odysseus. So, it is a while, but I guess for God, 10 years is nothing, right? He could have just had a tea break in that time for all we know. And then over here, another problem. Odysseus, he opens the wind back again. Why? But he hasn't released the storm. What sense does that make? But I do like this detail over here where the trident grazes Poseidon's cheek. And then Odysseus notices that the trident actually does damage Poseidon. And I think that's where he realizes right here that if he can get a hand on the trident, he can use it to hurt Poseidon. Even though he cannot necessarily kill him, at least it is something that he can use to his own advantage. So that's great. And then he's destroyed, right? Rough over here. That's a nice callback. But yeah, the song in general is very, very anime, which is an inspiration for Jorge when he was making the musical. And he says that he's very into games and anime. So the most obvious anime style is right here in this song. And again, that is the whole reason why I have a problem with the song as part of the story to begin with, but I will get to that when we talk about the music. But yeah, we can see Poseidon just wrecking. I can't tell if those are supposed to be like icebergs or just little rock formations. I'm gonna guess that those are rock formations. So yeah. And then Odysseus opens the wind back fully. Is that? I'm gonna assume this is Aeolus, because Aeolus was the one who first gave him a wind back. So it is entirely plausible that Aeolus also got him this wind back. It was just delivered by Hermes. And then all of the debris breaking Poseidon's like giant form, which seems to be made from water. So now he is kind of forced into his normal size. Yeah, and a rock knocks the trident out of his hand just nice into Odysseus' hand. And then yeah, you can see that the trident actually does damage to Poseidon. And yeah, the red eyes, you can see it subtly over here, but even more obviously over here. And yeah, Odysseus starts threatening Poseidon. So I like this detail in the eyes, just showing him that he is the danger now. And the Poseidon's still looking very, very laid back, Sure, you hurt me, but like he says, you can't kill me. I have nothing to worry about, So I like that very relaxed, arrogant, almost cocky kind of expression from Poseidon here.
Exactly.
And then once he finally realizes what Odysseus is gonna do, he gets anxious about it. And then yeah, it's just a lot of stabbing. Oh, Was that Politis? Was that Politis? Yes. Dead Politis in Polyphemus's cave. And it almost looks like the Trident was the one who kills him, but indirectly, because Polyphemus is the son of Poseidon, you could use it as a reference. And the Drowning Fleet. Over here, it's so hard to pause right on time. But yeah, the Drowning Fleet. Because this time Poseidon has a direct hand in their deaths. And who's next? What's the next flash? Was it just a... I guess that is Poseidon. Maybe? As like a impact frame. Oh no! It's the sirens. Yes, the sirens. Because Odysseus does kill them. Oh, well, you can imagine that he kills them, even though he does command his fleet to do it. Or his crew, really, not fleet anymore at that point. And there we have Eurylochus with a thunder strike, almost. Like in this flash, I guess it almost looks like a thunder strike. But yeah, because Odysseus is stabbing with the trident right now. This image kind of makes me see that, Odysseus was the one who actually killed Eurylochus, because he made the choice to sacrifice the rest of his crew to get away from Zeus. And is there any more flashes? I don't think so. And then yeah, just throwing the trident away.
Next to my wife.
I almost wish that they showed Odysseus's, like, at least eye over here when he says next to my wife, and maybe inside of the eye, that's like a reflection of Penelope inside. I think that would have been a nice shot, but overall the animation was nice. It's just, again, I have a problem with the song itself, which we are gonna get into now that we listen for the musical details. So let's go. The danger motif, as I have been begging for this entire time. Rip this and also get in the water. No, that is not a danger motif. That is Odysseus' theme. Let me see if I can still remember the notes. Yeah, you can hear it on the guitar here. Damn it, so it wasn't a danger motif. Damn it. But yeah, we have the really upbeat drums here. And the vocals there were a bit weird. Why is it so distorted and non-human? I don't understand it. Yeah, this vocal here, I don't understand it. 600 men. He bring back the whole thing about his 600 men, and also basically calling back to full speed ahead. 600 men.
I don't think you seem to get it. I can't afford to die, 'cause I will get back to my son. And I will
Get back to my wife. And yeah, again, like I said, the whole song is really pushing the very anime kind of feel, which by itself it has no problem. But Odysseus was so close to dying like a minute ago, and then suddenly he gets revived, and has like a second wind kind of thing going on, just like an anime protagonist, which doesn't make sense. As much as I want to like, as much as I want to like the adaptation of it, I need it to make sense. It just doesn't.
my son, and I will get back to my wife.
And the trumpet. Da, 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 storm.
Get back to my wife.
Da, 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 da. The electric guitars are great though. Every comrade. And I believe this is another callback to Full Speed Ahead. Watch where the bird flies, they will lead us to land.
For every comrade,
Every one of our friends,
almost all of whom were
slaughtered by your hands.
600
I don't understand the 600 strike, but I guess you could argue that it is just Odysseus trying to get revenge for the 600 men that died. But at this point, he's not even thinking about them anymore. Like, he just wants to get home, and he has willingly sacrificed. At this point, he has willingly sacrificed his entire fleet just to get home. So, again, I don't understand it. And this part with the trident, I will get to it when the sound effect comes in.
Can't you see? You sealed
So like in the music now,
just to beat me. You released my storm.
you release my storm. It's also sung in the storm motif. Storm.
Open that bag.
Storm.
Now you'll never get back.
So over here, the music explicitly says that Odysseus has now fully released the storm, and by right he should not be able to get home anymore, which is why over here he threatens Poseidon to release the storm manually, right? The problem I have with these lines,
Can't you see? You sealed your fate.
you seal your fate
Just
just to beat me, makes no goddamn sense to me, because the whole thing about, you know, Poseidon's storm being trapped in the windbag was already confusing itself, for me at least. Why does Poseidon say that releasing his storm allows Odysseus to beat him? Like, what? What? I don't understand. Why is it that releasing Poseidon's storm makes Poseidon himself powerless almost? Like, that's what they are getting at, right? And then let's just continue until the trident comes in.
When you open that bag, blacked your
One way home.
now you'll never get back. You're going to call off.
It's almost as if now the low brass is backing up Odysseus instead of the rough waves.
You're going to call off that storm. Or what? You can't kill me.
You can't kill me.
Exactly.
And here we go. The whole thing with the trident and like stabbing Poseidon,
Wait.
and the fact that there's an impact frame, and the fact that Poseidon suddenly becomes so anxious. Again, this song is just full of problems for me. Why? First of all, music wise, right? Because originally we don't even have all of these animatics and visual to show us the play-by-play of how Odysseus gets it. Musically speaking, there was absolutely no indication of how Odysseus managed to even get the trident off of Poseidon's hands. That is a big problem for me. Number two, it barely registered to me that that metallic shroom sound was supposed to be the trident itself. At the very least, it was not obvious enough for me. But I've seen enough people getting that just off of the sound cue, so I guess it's fine. I just wasn't able to get that imagery with the sound. Now the big problem is, even if we imagine that Odysseus somehow manages to get his hand on the trident, why is Poseidon scared? Because even though the trident can hurt him, as we quite explicitly hear, even in the music, even though the trident can hurt him, it's not like the trident is everything that Poseidon has. He has the entire ocean around him, his entire domain around him. But all of a sudden, Odysseus manages to get close enough to stab Poseidon repeatedly. I don't. And Poseidon just takes it. I don't. Like I said, this song itself has so many problems.
How does it feel to be helpless? How does it?
Like, I mean, I do like this sort of portrayal of getting how do I phrase this? He's like going berserk on Poseidon and like just mentioning all of the times, like, how does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to know pain? All of this that you have done to me, kind of thing. I like that portrayal, but again, we are dealing with one regular mortal and one of the big three Greek gods. And Poseidon himself is just taking all of this stabbing and cannot do anything but scream. To be fair, there could be like properties of the trident that I am not aware of. But even so, like just being able to get the first stab in, and the fact that Poseidon was actually scared at all, it makes no sense.
Feeling no pain. I watched my friends die in horror, crying as they were all slain. I heard their
But again, Poseidon's voice actor does do a very great job of Poseidon screams and like just his cries of agony and stuff like that. It is great. The song itself is a problem, and I hate that it is so much of a problem.
final moments, calling their captain in vain. Look what you turned me into. Look what we've become. Enough. All of
Enough. I believe Poseidon says that before? No, Polyphemus says it. After he first bitch slaps Polites, like bam, enough. So yeah, that was a nice little callback.
look what we've become. Enough. All of the pain that I've been through. Haven't I suffered enough?
Stop!
You didn't stop
I
when
love
tried to
how melodic his screams are.
You said the world was done.
Monster! And we're bringing back the whole monster theme because, I guess the portrayal is that Odysseus is being very monstrous and ruthless now. And over here, Odysseus does bring back Poseidon's famous lines back in Ruthlessness.
You said the world was done.
And you say that ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. So yeah, that was also a nice callback. But again, that does not save this song for me.
After everything you've done, how will you sleep at night?
And yeah, this last line is just Odysseus aura farming,
My wife.
which is a cool line to say, but again, there are so many problems with 600 strikes. Even as someone who barely knows anything about Greek mythology, it is just full of problems. And the song itself is decent. It's just the story in that song. It is full of plot armor and plot holes, and yeah, that unfortunately does downgrade it for me. But with that said, that is the end of the Vengeance Saga. We have made it through, yay! And well within time, actually. So yeah, before the ads run, again, that was unfortunately my least favorite saga, but I still had fun just going through all of it, even though half the time I was complaining with like half the songs. But yeah, it's nice to actually dive into all the little details and such, and just giving my thoughts on everything. So yeah, I hope that all of you enjoyed the stream. With the Vengeance Saga done now, we have one final saga to go, and thankfully the musical picks back up in this last saga. I do not know if I will be able to finish it in 3 hours. Because the songs are generally quite long, if I'm not wrong. Let me see Spotify. 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 5.5, 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes. So yeah, it is the longest saga, I believe. Yeah, I think it would be the longest saga out of everything. But thankfully, it is also my favorite saga, so I have no problem. I have no issues with it being long. And so that's it. The next stream might overrun the 3 hour mark a bit. So I hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, this will be the end of the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves here, and thank you to everybody who did stop by. I am gonna go and rest my voice once again because I am still not fully recovered. But yeah, I hope that all of you have a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you guys are. Stay safe, stay comfy, and I will see you guys again very soon next Tuesday, as long as nothing goes wrong. But yeah, I'll see you guys again on Tuesday for the final stream of Epic the Musical. I'm a bit sad that it's done now, but you know, and I definitely enjoyed it while it lasted, and I still have a lot of work with the editing to do, so it's not like the content is completely finished. So yeah, if you guys would like to watch the edited videos, lightly edited videos, they are up on the main music channel on Mystics Musics. So yeah, if you guys want, you can go check that out. But if not, I will see you guys again next Tuesday. Good night.